Assalamu alaikum. So today is World Autism Awareness Day, and the whole month of April is Autism Awareness Month. So today I am going to be talking about autism behavior issues, which has been highly requested by many of you all in YouTube as well as in my Instagram. So a little bit of a context before I go for the behavior issues, where I'm gonna be talking about, self-injurious behavior, attacking oneself, attacking other, biting, hitting, head banging, and all of those things, okay? And how to overcome those things as well. Because you know me, I don't talk about just problems, I give you solutions, okay? As the context of the World Autism Awareness Day and the month, I cannot celebrate autism. Many of you, and if you are following me or if you are in my sphere, you are not celebrating autism itself, because if your child is severe, if your child is unhappy, if your child is lacking of understanding, hitting himself, hitting others, it's a lot of stress. It's a lot of stress for not just the child, but also the adults around the child. It literally breaks a family apart. I have spoken to lots of moms who said their husband ditched them because of an autistic child. Okay, it not just happens in Southeast Asian community, it happens all across the world, especially in developing countries, okay, where the guys can get away with being morons, I would say. All right. So NCBI, as in the NIH, National Institute of Health, says that many individuals with ASD exhibit multiple challenging behaviors. For example, a survey of 2,327 individuals with autism, for them, they have found that 40% of those autistic individuals showed aggression, as in aggressive behavior, and self-injurious behavior. So aggression may include scratching, biting, hitting, kicking, etc. Okay? And another of the article by NHS says that common types of behavior in autistic children. So some autistic children may behave in ways that put a lot of strain on the mom and the family as well. Some common autistic behaviors are stimming. So there's a whole, I think I am gonna make a separate video just on stimming. Let me write it down, because a lot of the autism advocates will say that stimming is good because it's like their way of expression. I will tell you in a separate video why that is not really cool and what's problem with stimming, okay? So like they were saying, some common autistic behaviors is stimming, a kind of repeating behavior, meltdown, a complete loss of attitude and behavioral motion. So here's the thing. With my own child, with Muhammad, the most aggressive and the most devastating symptom or trait of him when he was severely on the spectrum was his head banging. Okay, so that head banging, what was very painful for me to see, and I still, after 4 years of being in the community and raising awareness, I still cannot fathom why certain individuals will say that, headbanging is okay. If your autistic child is showing behavioral issue, that's okay. You just have to suck it up. I highly disagree with that, okay? So if your child is having aggressive behavior, hitting himself, hitting others, headbanging, scratching, biting, all of these problems are not just individual problems. The behavior issue of an autistic child is happening because of a few reasons. So reason number one, you guessed it, gut imbalance. Everything that I talk about that is connected to autism is connected to gut. Why? Because the gut is the second brain. The gut is connected to the first brain, and the gut produces more than 80% of neurotransmitters. These are chemicals that the nervous system needs to function. So if the gut is not producing those neurotransmitters, the brain cannot function. It's as simple as that, okay? So yeah, like I was saying, The number one problem that a child's behavior issue is coming from gut imbalance, because there are a lot of bad microbes, yeast, fungi, bacteria swirling around in the gut, and it needs to be balanced with the good bacteria so that the child's body is not producing a lot of neurotoxins, and the child's body can now produce good amount or healthy amounts of neurotransmitters. Okay. The second reason of this behavior and aggression issue is inflammation. So inflammation is coming first from the imbalanced gut, because the gut has a plethora of many bacteria and yeast and fungi, which is creating those toxins, which is inflammatory in nature. So the inflammation is not just because of the bacteria and the virus, as in the imbalanced gut. The inflammation is also happening because of the food that your child is eating. So if your child is on highly processed food, if your child is on even grains, like organic grains, still your child cannot digest those grains. So what's happening is, when your child is eating food that is contributing to inflammation, eating food that your child is intolerant in, eating food that the child cannot digest because due to lack of stomach acid or lack of enzymes and whatnot. So those things contribute to inflammation, and inflammation is like redness and swelling and a lot of stuckness between traffic. Okay, so the nervous system is stuck with a lot of inflammatory chemicals. Those cannot function and communicate between the gut and the brain, and so cannot really be stable and whatnot. Okay, so another reason is your child is frustrated. If your child is nonverbal, he is frustrated. He cannot share his problems, he cannot share his needs, he cannot share his wants, desires, sadness, physiological problem. He is freaking frustrated. So when even human adults, when we are frustrated, we lash out. If we are having a frustrated conversation with husband, what do? We fight, we scream, right? So why is it so hard to accept and understand that your autism child having a behavioral issue is because he is frustrated? And that frustration will actually kind of go away when your child is in a regulated environment, when your child is having a lot of support and understanding from the family, and when your child is developing speech and communication. Because when your child is developing speech and communication, he or she can actually be more productive in the communication and less in need of physical aggression to show the annoyance or irritation. Okay, so I do have a lot of big full length trainings on gut healing, full length trainings on speech and communication development. So I highly suggest you watch them. I will try to link some in the card and in the description as well. So these are the reasons, and I have actually pretty much added some solution as well, but I want you to take away the solutions in a clear note. So here are the solutions. Number one, heal thy gut. Okay, heal your child's gut. And by healing, you can do the gut healing with using our 5 pillars protocol, because it's not just the gut that you have to heal. You have to change the diet, you have to change the lifestyle, you have to do detoxification so that the body's imbalances are rectified. As simple as that. Okay, so the number one thing, like I was saying, is heal your child's gut. Number two is remove inflammatory food from your child's diet. So inflammatory food is sugar, outside food, from fried food, deep fried food, and crunchy, crispy, those things. No vegetables, no fruits. If your child's diet is like that, then your child is highly inflamed inside, and that is contributing towards the issues of the behavior. Okay, the third thing that you can do is ensure that your child is taking a lot of probiotics and probiotic rich food. What those will do is those will increase the good bacteria and decrease the bad bacteria, so that the body is now trying to produce more good neurotoxins, more good neurotransmitters. So when your child is producing neurotransmitters, then neurotransmitters like dopamine, serotonin, melatonin, your child is now less prone to aggression, getting annoyed very fast, or losing his marbles, I would say. Okay, so working through that will also reduce his behavior issues. The fourth thing is ABA doesn't work. Please don't send your child to ABA therapy, because many autistic adults on the spectrum has voiced their childhood trauma from ABA. Because ABA, in simplest term, to me, ABA is like monkey training, like as if they treat the child like a monkey in a circus, and then they're just mimicking and teaching the child to memorize certain behaviors or actions. On the other hand, when a human baby is literally growing up, he needs to be in several complicated social situations. And so the small things that the ABA people teaches are not really contributing for them to be confident to carry themselves in the regular world. Because here's the thing, I always say this, 1% of the population of this world is neurodiverse, and the other 99% is not going to change the world because of this 1% people. Okay, what we can do is we can strengthen the 1% of the population. We can remove the obstacles for them to be having a normal, natural lifestyle, to bolden up themselves, to give them a nurturing, nourishing lifestyle, diet, remove the toxins from their life, and give them the mental, physical, emotional support so that the child can now be more confident, less stressed, behavior-wise cool and calm, and then he can lead a life which is normal, which is healthy, which is full of joy. And here's the thing, it does not mean we are trying to change the neurodiverse kids into neurotypical. No. What we are doing is we are removing the behavior issues. We are removing the sleep issues. We are removing any obstacles or symptoms or problems that the child is having, which is reducing his quality of life, which is reducing his communication, which is reducing his frustration, and all of those things. Because don't you want your child to be happy, to be healthy? It doesn't matter whether your child is autistic or neurotypical. As long as your child is calm, collected, understanding, going to school, talking to you, and doing all of those things, then autism does not matter. I hope you learned something very important in today's video. Let me know in the comment if you want extrapolation, like a full training on the behavior issues of autism, because I would really love to talk more about it. I think more and more parents need to know about this. Please share, because sharing makes helps these things that I'm creating to be traveling to other parents who needs to know. Because your child on the spectrum did not get born to be disabled, did not get born to be ridiculed by people, did not get born to be frustrated, anxious, upset. Because here's the thing, your disabled child now is a child, but one time he will become an adult, and then he is gonna become how to say, like a bodha, burden on himself, his parents, and the society. We don't want that. We want these burdens to become resources. I want your child to become a resource for himself, for you, and for the world at good. Okay? If you agree, give it a thumbs up so that I know I have to create more videos like this. And I'll see you in the next one. Assalamu alaikum.